Hey guys, I'm Chris, this is Kim, and this is Salty Trip Channel. Today we're going to go over 6 cheap and easy ways to stay cool in the RV. And then at the end, we're going to give you one bonus tip that I think will really help out. So stick around, check it out. Alright guys, we're going to go over 6 ways that you can keep cool in your RV during the summer. But first I kind of want to talk about when we first started RV full-time living. It was kind of funny how we would, walk around these RV parks, and in the wintertime, these parks in Florida load up with snowbirds. And you can always tell who those are and who's going to be leaving come mid-spring, because they're going to have usually one air conditioning on their fifth wheel or larger travel trailers. And one AC means you're not hanging around here for summer. So that's probably where we're going to start off with, is the air conditioner. So let's get in there and we'll get to it. Or you can get a 3-in-1 with this one because it's all pertaining to the air conditioner. These rooftop ACs are not very efficient at all. And I'm assuming that if you have a fifth wheel or you have a larger travel trailer and you're RVing in the summer, I'm assuming you already have 2 ACs. These ACs are not very efficient. It's basically just an AC slapped on your roof that just dumps air down. Either it's ducted or it's not. If it's ducted, you can close it off and it'll send air throughout your RV. But if it's not ducted, it just dumps into the general area. Here's the thing, if you do have a ducted system like we do, the first thing we learned real quick was when these ACs kicked on, I could barely feel any air coming out of the air ducts. So the first thing we did was we got the RV airflow system. And if you're not aware what that is, it's basically this styrofoam piece that fits up in here that redirects flow into your air ducts, so it's just dumping straight down and then trying to push out into the RV. Directs flow directly into your air ducts so that it's more efficient. And there's been several videos out there that talk about the efficiency of it and how much it increases, 30 to 40%, but it definitely does make a difference. Without a doubt, it makes a huge difference, especially when both ACs kick on. I mean, this place cools down quick. You can feel the airflow throughout the entire RV when both ACs kick on, and we have one in each one of our ACs. So these are a little more expensive. They're like about about 170 bucks a piece. And that's another double benefit of the RV airflow systems, is the styrofoam with that in there, it seems to dampen the sound quite a bit from the fan and everything. So it's not quite as loud as if you didn't have it in there. But I have a full install video of how to put these things in and how to measure them to figure out what you need, what size you need to put in yours. In another video, I'll link that down in the description area. Going along those lines, that's the most expensive thing. Everything else is pretty cheap. If you don't want to spend that kind of money for those, the simple thing to do is take this cover off, and I showed that in the other video. But all you have to do is you're ducking in there, and they just put this tape up to direct the flow into your ducts. And I found out that they just slap it up in there. There was a lot of holes in mine where air was just pushing into the attic space between the ceiling and the roof. So we were losing a lot of cool air that way. So if you just go take this aluminum foil tape and you just go in there and you plug up all the holes and seal it up real good, that'll help the efficiency quite a bit. And just the fact that you're not wasting cold air into your attic space. And I think a roll of that is maybe like $5 or something like that. Like I said, I'll link down in the description area all these products and stuff that we're using today. That is a super easy way. It's just a couple screws. You pull it down, you look in there, find the holes, put tape up, and easy peasy. Super easy fix. But for the third part, is the simple thing is just make sure you change your air filters. When we got this thing, the air filters in there, they were pretty brittle, and you touch it and it kind of was coming off on your hands and stuff, and I tried to clean it and it didn't go so well. But I found these simple foam filters that go in their replacements. They're you get a pack of 6 of these, I think for like 20 bucks or something like that. I don't know, I can't remember the price exactly, but they're pretty cheap. So we're 6 of them. And we got 2 ACs, so that'll last us, 3 or 4 months or so, depending on how much. Like in the wintertime, when the AC runs a lot less, we only replace it maybe every 2 months or so. And then in the summertime, we try to replace them every month or so. But sometimes we just wash them off if they're not bad. But if they're pretty grimy, we just replace it. It's cheap. So these things are pretty simple. Easy thing to do is just make sure your filters are clean, and that'll dramatically help your flow. So now we got the AC away. My wife suggested another idea that we're having an issue with, and we'll talk about that. We're in here in the shower, and I'm sure you probably got one of these as this like dome skylight in your shower. We noticed real quick, it has like a greenhouse effect. There is just so much heat, even just a little bit of sun coming through, there's a lot of heat coming through here. We found out that you can buy one of these things from Camco. It's just a little foam insulation that slides up in there, and it dramatically reduces the amount of heat that's coming through. Like you can't hardly feel anything. It comes with 2 of these. They're just little straps with little buttons on the end, and it came with 2, but we only used 1. You can use, there's already screw holes from the bracket up here, and we just replaced the screw holes with the button screws that go in here. So you just slap this thing on and button it up, and it holds it in place. Like it came with 2, but we found out 1 works fine. I'll leave that link in the description area below. They do, some of these skylights are like framed out square that you can buy ones that fit up in there, but this is the dome shaped one, and if you have the dome, you have to buy one of these that are the concaved dome shape. So we'll leave that down linked in the description area below. That has been fantastic so far. I'm sure you probably have 1 or 2 of these max airflow vents. They're super helpful, like, you know, in the spring and fall, or not quite as hot, but when the ACs are cranking, you want this thing closed. It's just kind of like in the bathroom. It creates a greenhouse effect where it just dumps heat in there. And one way to keep that cool is actually, this has a bonus feature too, is you can put a vent cover on the top that shades it and, you know, helps out with the rains. If like spring or fall or whatever, and you're using your max airflow to just, you know, suck out the hot air and have some windows open or something, if it starts raining, it doesn't let the water come in. We have one on each one of our max airflows, and we don't feel hardly any heat coming in through there. If you didn't have that, man, it would just pour heat into it. Those are pretty easy to install. The max airflow vents have little clips on the sides, and you just slap this on top and put these 4 little clips in. That's easy. It doesn't require any tools or any special, you know, knowledge or anything. You just slap it on, put the little clips on, and it's good to go. You just have to be able to crawl on your roof. Super easy. You're reasonably priced. Now we get to the next one. All right, so along with the max airflow cover, they do make max airflow insulation inserts like they do for the bathroom too. These are usually 14 by 14, and they're super cheap, and they just slide right in there. We don't think we need it because we don't feel any heat coming through with our covers on the roof. In case you don't want to crawl up on the roof and install one of those covers, you can always just buy one of these and throw them up in there. It's super easy to install, super cheap, simple to do, and helps out. All right, and one of the things that Kim noticed real quick too when we moved to this new spot is we have shade coming from that side of the RV, but no shade on this side of the RV. So in the afternoon when the sun's going down this way, we noticed these windows were getting really hot. You can order this reflective insulating material like this, and it's just like bubble wrap kind of material that's insulated and reflective. Like our windows are tinted back there, but this helps tremendously. We've noticed a huge difference. We can hardly feel any heat on this side of the reflectix. If during the afternoon you try to put your hand up in there, on the other, between it, it's extremely hot. And we have it in here too. And so we have it on all the windows facing the afternoon sun. We put one right here in the kitchen, and it seems to be helping. We took measurements and we found out that our windows are basically 36 inches tall, and so we just ordered the ones that were 36 inches, so we only have to cut it to length, and then we just shoved it up in there and covered that space. And the good thing is too is it doesn't like black out. It does look a little blacked out right this moment, but the sun's over here, it's not over here yet. It does allow some light to come through so you don't feel like you're living in a cave. That stuff worked really well. It was super easy. Just had to cut it to length, stuck them up in there, cut one to there, and then I got like one on my bedroom slide window, but it definitely has made a big difference. And it's super cheap too. Like I said, link it below. Hopefully it'll help you guys out. And then we're gonna go over this last one that's super simple, shouldn't cost you a thing. So this last one here, especially if you're full-timing like us, you may have a spot or something like that at an RV park or whatever, and you're out in the sun, and some of these snowbirds leave, and they might have had a nice shaded area. Just go to your front office and see if they can't move you to a shaded area. Just having your RV in the shade helps tremendously by keeping it cool. I know it should be common sense, but if you're picking a spot and you get to a place and you know you're going to be there for a while, like throughout the summer or for a couple months during the summer, you're out in the sun, just go to the office and they might be able to squeeze you in somewhere. It seems like there's a lot more availability in the summer anyway in the Florida time. At this park where we're at right now, it's like half of it's empty because all the snowbirds left. Anyway, that's pretty simple. Doesn't cost you a thing. And that's our 6 ways to keep cool in the summer in your RV. And we have one extra bonus that we're going to share with you in just a second. All right, guys, so hope that'll help you out. I'll leave links to all that stuff in the description area below. But our last and final tip is, you know, to beat the heat when you have an RV is just to embrace it. Come out here to the beach, have a good time, go to the pool, do something outdoors, and just enjoy the summertime weather. That's our tip for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit subscribe, notification bell, all that fancy mess. Please give this video a big thumbs up because it shows us you appreciate the content and we appreciate you guys. And hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video.